Welcome to the first and only SaaS Talk Show featured on LinkedIn. This is the Startup Edition episode, where I cover founders and entrepreneurs making an impact in this world. Today, I'm going to be talking with Amit Pande. He is a CMO and head of strategy at Aviso, and a former key player at leading Fortune 500 companies like HP, Yahoo, and Oracle. Aviso raised over $30 million from investors such as Storm Ventures and Shasta Ventures. If you're watching our show for the first time, check out our LinkedIn company page to access more episodes. I will leave a link to SaaS Growth Ventures in the comments below. Today, we're going to talk about an amazing world of artificial intelligence and how it can be leveraged to revive customer relationship management platforms or CRMs that are not performing. CRM platforms are great tools that help companies improve their interaction with customers, and this includes managing relationships, tracking sales, marketing, and more. But CRM solutions by themselves can offer some challenges. They require sales reps to spend a lot of time entering data, which few actually do. Most sales reps want to be selling, not entering data for accurate forecast building. This creates tons of missing and dirty data and can make CRMs lagging indicators of what businesses really need. But artificial intelligence is here to save the day. AI solutions can analyze more and different data like emails, calendar engagement, and even chat conversations. All of this additional data is used to capture a live pulse and build forecasts that help companies manage revenue with a great efficiency. Here to talk more about this exciting AI developments is Amit Pande, CMO and head of strategy at Aviso. Aviso uses advanced machine learning for future discovery, model building, and reliable sales forecasting. It's great to have you on the show, Amit. Thank you so much for being here today.
Good to be here, Artem.
Excellent. So please take a moment to introduce yourself and tell us what your superpower is.
Well, I'm a San Francisco-based marketer with a deep passion for all things product marketing. Currently head marketing and strategy at Aviso. And I've been very passionate for the last 10 years about taking advanced technologies like mobility and artificial intelligence and bringing them to especially large Fortune 500 teams. My two superpowers are creating great stories around products that help build new categories and then turning those stories into revenue.
Awesome. Great introduction. Thank you. So let's start today's show by talking a little bit more about market trends and predictions. Aviso AI and Tact AI are your two startups. They apply AI to revenue and sales growth. So what market trends do you see happening in this space, and when do you predict?
There is an underlying set of technology and user trends that are driving these new market trends. The biggest technology trend, which is something you covered in your introduction, is that companies will want to capture every possible signal and then generate insights and actions out of those. And I see more and more startups now bringing that capability into their platforms. On the user trends, it's important to note that we now have the same expectations from enterprise technologies that we do with our Apple Watch or our Alexa or other things at home. So the marketplace trends that I see are that while more and more startups will emerge, only the startups that have the most signals, the best AI, and the best actions will make the cut. So I see more consolidation in the market. And I also see the world beyond CRM starting to take shape more and more in this decade. CRM will still exist, but it'll become a lot like ERP. It'll just fade more into the background and just become another data source.
Good point. So what SaaS segments are getting bullish, and where do you expect to see exponential growth and why?
From a vertical industry perspective, I see tremendous growth happening right now, especially after COVID in pharma and life sciences. These are some of the most under digitalized industries, along with financial services. A lot of money is going in here to take the best AI technologies to the sales and relationship teams in these industries, as compared to, say, high tech, which tends to be a little bit more forward thinking. But on the other side, I do see that for the really small businesses and the business of one, which is the individual, these technologies will start getting more and more available to these small businesses. So tomorrow, if you start a business, you'll basically get AI out of the box, and you don't have to go through that journey of first getting a CRM and then getting an email and a chat and then an AI. You'll just get all of that out of the box. These two things on both ends of the very large industries and the really small units of one and small businesses, I think will both happen in the next 5 years.
Excellent point. So let's change the gears and talk for a moment about traction. In the last 6 to 12 months, what traction have you hit that you are most excited about, and why this achievement been so important for you?
About 12 to 14 months ago, when I started here at Aviso, we were very bullish about the idea of guidance. The idea that people don't want more data, they want more guidance, and that AI can be used to guide the selling process. We started working towards the creation of a whole category around guided selling. At the time, the analyst community supported it somewhat, but wasn't wholeheartedly behind it. In the last 6 to 9 months, the analysts, the customers, and pretty much the sales teams as well have wholeheartedly embraced virtual and guided selling. And I'm seeing that traction affect both us as well as our customers. Now, 6 months ago, when people got really worried about COVID, we actually went in the other direction. We almost doubled or tripled our content creation by focusing on talking about how these new technologies around virtual and guided selling could help companies. And it has really paid off huge dividends in terms of both customer expansion as well as really helping those companies that are just starting on their journey with selling go virtual by default. And I think this will be the new norm in this decade, where we'll probably get to about 80% virtual guided selling, and then 20% of selling will still be at Alexander Steakhouse or those places where you still have to meet people. So we're definitely in a new era where I think this traction has been really helpful towards going fully virtual.
It's a good point. So let's talk about a dark side of things. Can you share a story about the revenue trap that you have fallen into? Meaning, what have you invested in that did not provide the ROI you're expecting or excited about?
In the last 4 years of the 4 different Dreamforce conferences that I've participated in directly or indirectly, the first